bet?
ASAP from the nap. Sad day.
January 20th,
Horrible day.
2020 will forever be a day that is remembered as a very sorrow and a very traumatic day that has affected everybody.
Everybody, I would say.
Kobe Bryant passed away in a helicopter crash, and it's
We're tore up.
Probably one
Like,
of the most tragic incidents that's ever happened in any of our lives. As an idol.
For sure. This is like the first one that, like, I mean, celebrities have died, but this one he's more than a celebrity, honestly.
He's an idol to many, like, no matter even if you knew him as a basketball player, as a person off the court, as an author even, just all around.
As a dad, as a parent.
Yeah, he was. And just think, man, he was just. Like you said earlier, he was just now starting to actually become a parent. Like, he retired just so he could be more involved with his kids. Obviously, his body was telling him it's time, but obviously in his mind, he's thinking, this is a golden opportunity for me to finally spend time with my kids and actually go through their childhood and go to their big games, because I know him and his daughter Gigi had a special bond, and unfortunately she lost her life in that crash as well.
She was definitely going to be a star.
Yeah, she was definitely.
Because there's that meme went around on Twitter, and it shows how much he loved being a dad. How much he loved teaching his daughter the game of basketball.
But seemed like she was such an interested person in the game as well. Like,
for sure. And they were saying it on the Up in Smoke podcast about how Kobe had said something about him not wanting to be involved in basketball just for a little bit after his retirement to be more involved with his kids. But Gigi, she obviously her likeness obviously shifted towards basketball because of her father. And
what I liked about that was just the fact that she could, like, he said, what was it? I saw something on Twitter. I'm trying to remember what it was.
What that Kobe had said?
Yeah. Or it was just, I can't think of what it was now.
I'm not sure. But it's sad. Just because he...
Or what it was, like the fact that everyone kept pushing, like he kept having girls, like he was having kids and they were all girls, and everybody was like, Kobe, you gotta have a boy, you gotta have somebody continue your legacy going, and she would be like standing with him and be like, I can do that. I'm trying to hoop. Yeah. And he was like really embracing that, because you saw him get involved with like the WNBA and really supporting it because she was getting into it. So, like, that was pretty cool that he was like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to have my daughter carry the legacy. Like, she can do it.
Exactly. Definitely. And once again, Twitter is obviously blown up because of it, but I've also seen some very nasty and just overall just pathetic tweets that some people have sent out, like that tweet saying, don't forget this man's raped somebody. You don't even need
to address it. Like,
fuck all that. That's not something
you don't even pay those any attention at all.
I didn't even see anything.
That just bothered me, bro. He has such a way bigger impact.
I'm seriously, like, this isn't going to feel real to me for a while. Like, it's not real right now. I can't even, like, growing up being a basketball fan, like, I wore number 24 just because, like, he was just the number one, like, growing up, he was our generational, like, he's just a superstar, and I just loved his.
He was our childhood.
And I would always try to push, him even being, like, better than LeBron. Like, in that argument, I'd be like, I'm taking Kobe over him. I'm taking Kobe. Exactly. I would always push that. Like, I even became a Lakers fan, like, before Paul George was in the league. Like, I would, just for Kobe. Like, he was the reason I pulled for the Lakers. So, it just hurts.
I've never been a Lakers fan, really, but I've just loved him, like, the type of guy he is off the court, like, him writing about the Mamba mentality, like, how everyone's talked about, like, that's really just trying to strive and go towards your dream of yours.
The 2010 finals, like, if you weren't tuned into that, then you're not a basketball fan at all, because that was just insane.
And even though, obviously, me being at that time a fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder, like, I rooted against him, but he had he had my respect.
He just
no
puts you in awe, yeah.
Even at that age, like in 2000, when the OKC made the finals, I'm not gonna lie, that's when I hopped on the bandwagon. But that year, I think it was 2012. They absolutely faced the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and I think they swept them. I'm pretty sure it was in 5 games. But even through that series, I mean, he was in his early or mid 30s, and he was still just going off on the court, man. Mm-hmm. He was still tearing boys up. Like, yeah, that team, because you got to think 2010 they won it, and they still had like Powell and all those guys, but all those guys were just getting old, you know. And you knew like that team really wasn't going to be able to compete against the young rising KD and Russell Westbrook duo, but you just were in awe any second you got to watch him play because of the way that he went about his business, the way that he went about off the court stuff as well. I mean, shit, he won an Oscar soon after he
just his work ethic, bro.
Was it after he retired that he won the Oscar?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was
like,
just
not too many people can achieve something like
dude, his work ethic just separated him. Like, he was like, he put everything like into this every day. Just, he truly is a perfect example of like mastering your craft at something. Like, he was so committed and so dedicated to that, like, and it just showed on the court. I mean, 6 championships, like exactly. Olympic gold medals. He's just a global.
In one game, that's one of the most impressive performances ever.
Like, the outreach of support and like sadness from all this just shows you like the type of guy. Like, they've all been saying the reach that he had is like just untouchable.
People who are not even basketball fans are literally talking about
everybody.
Everybody feels a part of them is gone from this, possibly. Like,
a part of basketball is gone now. Basketball will never be the same.
Oh no, it will definitely not. I'd love to see him become the logo.
That'd be amazing.
I'd like to see Staples Center renamed to Kobe Bryant Center. I don't care.
Bryant Center.
The Bryant Center.
I like that.
Name that.
Bicycle to the league.
What do you think the logo would be, though? Like,
exactly. That's just transcended the game, bro.
What type of image do you think the logo would be? Like, what shot of Kobe's would it be? The fadeaway?
Oh yeah. It'd have to be, dude. Low key.
Yeah.
It'd be one of
either one of those two for sure.
Do you think? I think Jerry West would be more than.
I think he may even suggest it. Yeah.
Because, I mean, Jerry West, a former Laker, knows the type of impact Kobe has on the game of basketball and how many people he has inspired and how many people he's basically given them the chance to play. You know, he has a great foundation, obviously, and also it's just he inspired a lot of kids to actually play basketball too. You know, he inspired a whole generation of kids. You know, so it's very, very sad, man.
It's tragic, dude. It's like
when I first. Literally, right when I read it off to you, you couldn't even comprehend the words that I even said.
I'm still not, like, it's only been not even a day, and I'm just don't know what to say.
I'm just ready for him to emerge out of the woods. It's just crazy how a guy like that is taken from us in this type of fashion. Unexpected. No one.
A freak accident. Like, it's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not supposed to happen this way at all.
But for what he did on the court and for the game, he truly left the world and the game, especially basketball, but just for other people as well. He just left it a better place than when he found it.
Sure.
Can't ask more than that.
He made the most of his opportunity. He made the most of his opportunity that he had.
And he's he's just a perfect example. And when we talk about like what we think of success, like if you imagine his success, like that, he was
exactly
up to the top.
It almost gives you a sense to really take a step back and rethink your own journey in a sense. I
got a different approach. So like we say, live to the fullest, man.
Makes you want to have a different approach.
You do
right away.
It's already had an impact on me like that, for sure.
You got to go about everything with the Mamba mentality. Look what it did for him.
Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. Tell everybody you love them.
Whatever bullshit you got going on with an enemy, throw that aside.
Yeah, bro.
Just throw it aside.
Life is
It's
short.
Not worth it. Life is way too short.
It doesn't matter how much money you're making, what you're doing. Like, it does not matter.
I
Like,
swear. Just be genuine with people. It's the best thing you can
live
possibly
every
do.
day like it's your last. Truly.
Treat and abide by the golden rule, man. Treat everyone how you want to be treated. That's one thing that goes unforgotten a lot of the times, man, because there's a lot of entitlement in this world, but you never know.
Live like Mamba did.
Live like Kobe did.
Exactly.
Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality for the rest of my life.
No question. I mean, no cap. I'm damn near gonna get a fucking black Mamba tatted right here or something.
I'm definitely
For
about
sure.
to buy. I want to buy the book because Brett can read it now for sure. He definitely talks about it, like his whole journey and how he kind of came up with his own Mamba mentality and like what that meant to him personally. Like he writes about it.
Exactly.
Definitely want to just read about it at that point.
And you've
know a
seen
little bit more about
so many athletes come out telling stories about how intense Kobe was in his workouts and the way that he did go about preparing for each game, like game in, game out, season after season, just chasing that title and what it ultimately takes to win that title. And he got a three-peat, obviously.
He's a legend. He's all time. Like,
being ruthless.
one of the best to ever do it that this world has ever seen.
No question. No question. I mean, he made a tremendous impact in Asia too, because he made that an essential part of his brand, and he did a great job of doing it because he inspired a whole generation of kids across the world. Man, he's global. It's a global loss.
Global impact.
This is not only a U.S. loss. This is not only the game of basketball losing something. The whole world has lost a crucial piece to the puzzle.
Gonna miss
like,
you, Mamba.
They even said
Mamba out.